In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the zero or root feature of your graphing calculator to approximate the real roots of a polynomial function. And so when we say approximate, that means we're going to get a decimal. It's not going to be an exact value. We're not going to get, the calculator won't give us like, the square root of 2 or something like that. It'll give us the approximate value, like 1.41 or whatever it is. So the first thing you're going to do is enter in the polynomial just like you always would, going to the y equals menu and putting it in. So I'm going to type in 2x raised to the fourth minus 9x squared minus 5. And I think I made a mistake. It should be minus 9x squared. And for some reason, there we go, 9x squared minus 5. I think I have it in there now. And then I always like to hit the zoom button and then choose 6 to graph it in the standard window. And so I have my polynomial graphed. Now you'll notice the points of interest to us are these two right here. There looks to be a 0 that's right around 2, but it looks like it's a little bit bigger than 2. And there's another one right over here that looks like it's at -2, but again, it looks like it's a little bit smaller than -2. You could hit the trace button and type 2 for x and see if it works, but I think you'll get a negative y value. It's not a 0. So we can guess all day on that, but there's a function of your calculator that will help you with that, and it's called the zero or root feature. So let's use that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the second button and then the trace button, and that brings you to the calculate menu, and then you're going to choose 0. Now when you choose 0, it's going to take you back to your screen, and you'll notice a few things. First of all, you have crosshairs that are flashing probably right on the y-axis on your graph, and it's asking you for the left bound. You'll see that in the lower left corner of your screen. Now what that means is the following. Let's say the first 0 I want to get is this one here to the left. If I want to get the left bound of that, what that means is I need to move the crosshairs to the left of that coordinate. So I'm going to actually click the left arrow button, and you'll see the crosshairs are moving to the left, and they may go down off the screen, but you'll see they'll eventually appear again. So you should get to a point where you can see your crosshairs move if you hit the left and right arrows right here. Now, this is where a lot of students kind of get fooled. All right, so let me kind of talk about this for a second. If I want to make sure I'm to the left of that coordinate, I have to make sure that these crosshairs are on that side of where that 0 is. So that means I'm going to have to click the left arrow button until the crosshairs are to the left of it. And you can see right there, those crosshairs they're above the 0, but it's definitely to the left of that 0. I mean, if I'm here, the crosshairs had to travel just a little bit to the left of it to get to that point. So when you are to the left of that coordinate, what I'm going to suggest you do is hit the enter button. So I'm going to hit enter, and then it's automatically going to ask me for the right bound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the right arrow key, and I'm going to arrow to the right of that coordinate. And I just clicked once, and that right away took my crosshairs below the 0, which is also just a slight bit to the right of that coordinate. So I can hit enter at this point, and for my guess, I can hit enter again. You really don't have to move the crosshairs from where you chose your right bound. I'm just going to hit enter one more time, and there's my 0. You can see the 0 is approximately -2, and I'm just going to write this down. It will disappear again, but if I round to 2 decimal places, it's about -2.24 as my first 0. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to find the right 0 on this graph. So the one I'm going to go for now is the 0 that's over here approximately. Okay, so I'm going to hit the same kind of keystrokes. I'm going to hit second and then trace, and I'm going to choose the 0 feature, which again, it's going to ask me for the left bound. Now realize, guys, we're going for the 0 that's looks like it's closer to 2. So I have to make sure I position my crosshairs so they're to the left of that. So I'm going to hit the left arrow a couple of times, and I think right here is good. I know that right now where the crosshairs are, I'm just a little bit to the left of where that intercept is. So again, let me kind of illustrate this because I think some students have a hard time kind of visualizing. If I really want that 0, if I was to the left of that, tracing along the graph, I would be down here somewhere. So right now where my crosshairs are at, that's perfect. That's right where I want to be. And then when I do my right bound, when they ask for the right bound, I want to click somewhere up here because that's slightly to the right. So let's see if we can go ahead and do that. So left bound, I think I'm all good. I'm going to hit enter. Now for the right bound, I'm going to right arrow past the 0. I definitely am to the right of it. I'm going to hit enter. And my guess, I could just hit enter again. And there we go. I get positive 2.24 if I round to 2 decimal places for my solution. So I think it was negative 2.24 and positive 2.24. These are the approximate zeros. Now clearly those aren't all the zeros because I only have these 2 that I can see, and I know it's a degree 4. The other 2 must be our imaginary. So if I could spell, that would be fantastic. Let me try that again. The other two solutions would be imaginary, where these 2 are my real zeros. Thanks for watching, and we'll practice some more in class.